You know that feeling, right? Payday hits, your bank account looks glorious for about 5 minutes, and then poof, it just vanishes. New shoes, a fun dinner out, that online shopping spree, and before you know it, you're looking at an empty account wondering where on earth it all went. For years, I never really thought much about my money. It seemed to just flow in and out without any input from me, and I always felt a bit clueless as to how to manage it properly. I tried different things, but nothing really stuck. It kind of felt like a chore, basically another thing on my never-ending to-do list. But then I had a revelation. The truth is, it doesn't matter if you're pulling in 30 grand or 100 grand a year. The real superpower here isn't just how much you earn, it's how you manage what you've got. And it's about finding that sweet spot, that perfect balance between enjoying your life right now, in this very moment, and smartly setting yourself up for the future you dream of. When you find a system that's easy to do and easy to maintain, managing your money stops feeling like a chore and starts feeling like control. And that's exactly what we're diving into today. My favorite budgeting life hacks and the magic of automation that will help you feel completely in control of every single penny that comes in and out of your account every month. Here's something I wish someone had screamed at me 5 years ago. Before you do anything else, you need to understand your financial baseline. This isn't about cutting out every joy, it's about clarity. It's about knowing the absolute bare minimum you need to survive each month with your current lifestyle. This includes your rent or mortgage, food, utilities like water, gas, electricity, your phone bill, transportation costs, insurance, and any minimum debt payments you absolutely have to make. I remember the first time I actually sat down and crunched these numbers. I looked through my bank statements for the last 3 months, really itemizing everything. It was eye-opening. I realized how much fluff I had mentally categorized as essential and how little I actually needed to get by. The aim here, ideally, is to keep this financial baseline under 50% of your total income. If you're in a super high cost of living area, maybe up to 60%. If it's over that, then that's your first flag. Time to look for things you can easily swap for cheaper alternatives. Once you've got that baseline nailed down, it's all about separating out your money into different categories. First, we have the essentials or needs bucket. These are your absolute non-negotiables, your essential needs for day-to-day living. Basically everything we just talked about in your financial baseline: housing, transportation, food, utilities, minimum debt payments. Second, there's the wants buckets. These are the costs that enrich your life with joy and experiences, but are completely optional. Think Netflix subscriptions, eating out, haircuts, travel, or even those upgrade decisions like buying a fancier car or shopping at a more premium supermarket. And finally, the savings bucket. This is all about paying yourself first and investing towards the life you envision years down the road. This includes investing in stocks, topping up your emergency fund, and saving for specific goals like a house deposit or a new car. Now, you might have heard of the popular 50-30-20 rule, which suggests allocating 50% of your net income to needs, 30% to wants, and 20% to savings. This is a great guideline, but here's an important point. This rule was introduced back in 2005, and to be honest with you, the economic landscape has changed a bit since then. With rising inflation, healthcare costs, and fluctuating housing markets, your proportion for needs might be higher. So consider it a guide or a starting point. Tweak those percentages to fit your unique circumstances. The beauty of a tracker is that it allows you to analyze overspending or undersaving for any given category. How do you know if you're sticking to these categories? You track. So many people fall into this trap called mental accounting, where you just think about where your money goes, but you never actually write it down. So it just feels like extra fun money. Grab a simple spreadsheet or use an app and just start putting your numbers in. I use a simple spreadsheet myself, and the beauty of it is that you can break down expenses into specific categories, like groceries versus takeaways, so you can really spot trends. You can even set a materiality amount. That's a threshold, say £50, where anything you spend over gets flagged separately to help you spot big outgoings. Think of it this way: the more friction you can take out of anything, the more likely you are to keep that thing up. Manually logging into accounts to pay bills every month is a recipe for frustration. So your first challenge: figure out your financial baseline, understand the 3 categories, and commit to tracking your income and expenses for just 1 month. Let me know in the comments below what surprised you most about your spending. Once your financial baseline is clear and you're tracking your money, the very next thing on your list should be building an emergency fund. This is your peace of mind fund. It's for when your boiler stops working, your car breaks down, or you lose your job. It's about having something to fall back on instead of going further into debt. Did you know that a shocking 56% of people can't afford an unexpected $1,000 expense, and approximately 22% don't have any emergency fund at all? Start with 1 month's worth of your baseline expenses saved in an easily accessible savings account. That immediate buffer is crucial. Then work your way up to 3 to 6 months of your essential living costs. Imagine your car breaks down and it's a several £1,000 fix. That emergency fund that you would have built up would save you from having to take out a loan with crazy interest, which could easily cost thousands more. After that safety net is in place, it's time to tackle high interest debt. This isn't just about making monthly payments, it's about freeing up your future income. Debt can literally strangle your financial progress, quickly eating up any amount you can save or invest. We're talking credit cards, payday loans, car loans, anything with an interest rate above, say, 7 to 10%. There are two main strategies for paying off debt: the Avalanche method and the Snowball method. The Avalanche method is where you focus on the highest interest rate debt first. Mathematically, this is the cheapest and most efficient way to pay off your loans. Or the Snowball method, where you pay off the smallest loan amount first. This is less efficient mathematically, but it does build psychological momentum, motivating you to keep going. Personally, I think it's useful to use a mix of both, focusing on anything above 10% and then visualizing those numbers going down in a spreadsheet every single week. It requires sacrifice. You will probably have to cut back on socializing, eating out, and all those autopilot luxuries. But that short-term sacrifice for 12 to 24 months, depending on how much debt you have, can lead to long-term freedom. It means having the freedom to enjoy your paycheck, instead of it having go straight out the door to creditors. Once that high-interest debt is gone, you've unlocked serious potential: investing. Einstein famously called compound interest the eighth wonder of the world for a reason. When you invest, your money essentially doubles every decade without you needing to do anything, thanks to consistent annual returns. Here's the priority when it comes to investing. First, if your workplace offers a pension scheme with matching contributions, max that out immediately. This is literally free money that you'll lose if you don't use it this year. Plus, it can lower your taxable income. For example, if you earn $90,000 and your employer matches 3%, that's $2,700 of free money just for contributing. After that, explore tax-efficient accounts like an ISA here in the UK, or if you're in the US, a Roth IRA. The advantage of accounts like a Roth IRA is that your contributions are post-tax, but any earnings grow tax-free. Finally, if you still have excess money, a regular taxable brokerage account is a great next step for long-term growth. The key is to invest consistently, a fixed amount every month, regardless of market ups and downs. This is what's called dollar cost averaging, and it minimizes your cost per share over time. You're not trying to time the market, which no one can do. You're just consistently putting money in. And finally, something that I myself have been actively trying to work towards: buying back your time. Time is the only resource you can't get more of. Think about tasks you absolutely hate doing: cleaning the bathroom, mowing the lawn, driving 40 minutes for specific groceries. Now, if you can make more money in the time it takes you to do those tasks than it would cost to pay someone else to do them, then you're literally buying back your most valuable asset. You could spend hours cleaning your house instead of working on a business or side hustle, earning triple what it would cost to hire a cleaner. This is all about evaluating the opportunity cost. I'll be honest with you, this isn't something that comes naturally to me. I'm still working on trying to find the right balance with this. So where are you on this journey? Do you have an emergency fund? Are you aggressively paying off high interest debt? Or are you in the process of increasing your investments and even trying to buy back some precious time? Now, all of this might sound like a lot of work, right? Constantly checking numbers, remembering payments, making decisions about where every pound or dollar goes. This is where automation comes in. And believe me, it's a game changer. In psychology, it's called decision fatigue. The more decisions you make throughout the day, the worse your decisions become, making you more prone to impulse buys or financial mistakes. Automation removes the need for willpower and ensures your money goes exactly where it needs to go. Most people usually manually transfer everything and often get to the end of the month only to realize they'd forgotten to save or invest enough. Sound familiar? It's much better to have systems in place so that money is automatically zipping off to your pension, investments, specific savings pots for holidays, etc. Here's how to automate your finances. First, ensure your paycheck is automatically deposited into your main checking account. Then with your bank, set up automatic transfers from there. You can have money automatically move into a separate spending account for your daily essentials and another for your savings. Many banks these days allow you to create different pots or spaces within your savings accounts for specific savings goals, like a house fund or a car fund or even a holiday fund. This is really motivating because you can see your progress towards each specific goal, rather than just have one big vague savings pot. So what should you automate then? Definitely automate your fixed monthly bills. Things like rent, mortgage, utilities and car payments are usually the same each month, so set up direct debits or standing orders for them. The less you have to think about, the better. However, here's an exception. If you're tackling debt using the Snowball method, you might want to manually adjust those payments each month. This allows you to aggressively throw extra cash at the smallest debt as soon as you get paid, pushing that momentum. But for everything else, automation is your best friend. Ultimately, effective money management isn't just about numbers. It's about designing a life that brings you joy. It's about being intentional with your spending, so you're putting money towards things that truly matter to you, not just getting swept up in an excessive overconsumption culture or trying to impress people. Think about it. Financial literacy plus life design equals financial joy. What you do today with your money will either take you closer to your goals or further away. By understanding your numbers, setting clear goals, building that emergency fund, tackling high interest debt, investing wisely, identifying where you can buy back your time, and most importantly, automating as much as you can, you'll gain an incredible sense of freedom and peace of mind. It's not about being perfect from day one. It's about consistently reflecting at the end of each month, seeing where you can improve, and tweaking your approach. Your percentages might need adjusting or your goals might evolve, and that's perfectly normal. So my final challenge to you is this. Don't just watch this video, act on it. Pick one thing from today's video, whether it's setting up your financial baseline, starting that first month's emergency fund, or just automating one bill, and do it today. Don't wait for next payday. Don't wait for the perfect time. Start now. You deserve to be in complete control of your money and therefore your life. I'd love to hear your own budgeting hacks or automation wins in the comments below. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.